Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Kakwadash. And this is from the Vanderven Bible Dictionary. And when you go to Edom/Edomites, it'll say Edom, Edomites. And it'll tell you in this book that Edom means red. I'm not going to go to Genesis, 25. And other individuals can do that video, or you can come on the comment section of this video, and if you need more information, I'll be happy to supply it to you. Anyway, the last paragraph of this, and you know what? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but anyway, it says this is about, there's a couple of paragraphs down. Okay, one. Let me say about the second paragraph, going into the third paragraph. Anyway, it says here, the kingdom of Edom was founded during the 13th century BC. According to the archaeological evidence, in the process of about 4 centuries, the government of Edom changed from one under tribal chiefs to a monarchy. Saul fought against the Edomites. So anybody saying that the new thing now is there's no such thing as Edomites. Edomites never existed, along with Israelites. This is 1 Samuel 14, verse 47. But David conquered them and put garrisons throughout the whole land. 2 Samuel 8, verse 14. It says Judah lost Edom, or Yahweh, the kingdom of Yahweh, which at that time you had that split between the kingdom of Yahweh and the kingdom of Yasha'Allah. They still had Edomites under their foot, let's say. So it says Yahweh lost Edom in the reign of Jehoram on a revolt against him about 847 BC. So we're talking a little more than 800 years before the Lord came on the scene. You had Edomites they were still around. So it makes sense that they have to be somewhere. You have Vocab Malone and others saying that Edomites were done away with. And I'm going to explain what you're looking at on the screen. It says 2 Kings 8, verse 20 to 22. About 50 years later, Amaziah, so we're talking about 800 years BC, Amaziah, king of Yahweh, which he was bugged out, because after he killed them, he started worshiping their god, Quaz, which the main god. I believe they had more than one god, but this particular god of Edom looked just like Barry Manilow. Looked like a so-called Jew. And by the way, just come to find out that Barry Manilow was a Mo. Inflicted a severe defeat on the Edomites. 2 Kings 14, verse 8. About 7 735 years BC. So Esau was still around. Now, if Esau was destroyed, according to Vocab Malone, then there would be some evidence of their destruction. It says king of Syria about 735 BC, Rezin, king of Syria. We're talking about Syria. Syria is big in the news right now because Edom attacked Syria. Edom being Biden the Edomite, at war with Yahweh, captured Eloth and drove the tribe of Yahweh, says Jews here, out. 2 Kings 16 verse 6. When Jerusalem was destroyed, and when Jerusalem was destroyed, and Yahweh depopulated by the Babylonians in 586 BC. So we're talking about a little more than 500 years before the birth of the Lord. So there's still evidence that Esau was still around. So if you go to about 500 BC, to the point that the Lord came on the scene, you have to have some evidence of Edom being totally destroyed within that 500 plus year period. Edom was never destroyed. Edom, just like Israel, was scattered. Some Edomites stayed down in Mount Seir, some went up, to the Caucasus Mountains, and some were just scattered. You have so-called Jewish rabbis and scholars saying that the Romans were actually descended from Edom. You can look it up. So Edom definitely existed, and Edom, based upon the lack of evidence of the destruction of Edom, is still here among us. Now, current so-called white people descended from what? The Greco-Roman Empire. It said the Edomites rejoice over the affliction of Yahweh and began to take over the southern part of Palestine. Eventually, they penetrated as far north as Hebron. This action intensified the already smoldering hatred between Yahweh and the Edomites, and that goes back to them both being in the womb of Rebekah. It says, 2 nations shall proceed from thy bowels, and 2 manner of people, 2 different type of people, and 1 people shall be stronger than the other people. See, this concept of the UFC was set up for Edomites, so-called white people, to dominate that sport. But guess what's happening? Jake is dominating. The champions of most of those divisions are either so-called Negroes, Nigerians, which are Israelites. ISCPK, gotta wake up to that. You have the heavyweight, the Nigerian guy. If he gets another shot, he gonna win that title. He gonna be the number 1 guy or champion of the UFC heavyweight division. Then you have the 170-pound champ, which was